Hi, and welcome to the Lone Star Play Podcast, where we sit, eat, chat, and repeat. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong, and we are coming to you from Austin, Texas. The Lone Star Play Podcast is produced by Texas Real Food. Go to texasrealfood.com, and you can search your city for local restaurants, stores, butchers, farmers markets, and more who are using organic, fresh, artisanal, and local sources. It's a fun site that brings all natural options all together.
Yeah, UT Arlington. And I talked to the music professor about doing guitar. Now, I'm self-taught. I don't have, I can't even read music. Like, I just taught myself through tablature. So I went to I played for the guy, and he's like, well, you're a really good player, but you're going to be so far behind everybody because you don't know all the theory that basically he's like, you're not going to have a life. And I was like, I'm doing this for fun and for the passion of it. I don't want to hate it. That's going to make me hate it. And I'm a quick learner. So I was like, it's kind of discouraging, you know?
Thank you for joining me. I have a wonderful guest today. Her name is Nikki Stringfield, not to be confused with Springfield. That's what she said. So, no, literally, that's what she said. She said not to confuse her with Springfield. So anyway, yes, Nikki Stringfield. So she is, she's a musician. She's a rocker, guitarist, just a complete badass. She's in a band called the Iron Maidens, and they are, you guessed it, an Iron Maiden tribute band. They're the only all-female Iron Maiden tribute band in the world. They tour all over the world. She's in another band called Heaven Below, and they just released some new music, so you can find all of that about her, online. So just check her out. On social media, web. She gives all that at the end of the podcast. So listen to the end and find out all that information. Anyway, yeah, she's amazing. We had a great conversation about her growing up in Texas, just outside of Dallas, moving to California near LA, right, and getting a life going in the music industry. And now she's touring the world, playing music for a living, doing her own music, releasing some of her own solo stuff. So we talked to her a little bit about that, how she writes songs, what's her inspiration, why did she get into music, and even a little bit of the struggles of being a female musician, and getting out there, who she was inspired by, and why she felt to go down that path. So yeah, really great conversation. Amazing woman. Really had a great time talking to her. And of course, we talk a little bit about food and the differences of the food there in California and Texas, and what she misses most about, from living here in Texas. So, okay. Hope you enjoy the episode. Sit back, relax, enjoy my guest, Nikki Stringfield. Yeah, just kind of tell us, what part of Texas you grew up in, what that was like, maybe even musically for you as well.
Yeah. So I'm from a tiny town called Red Oak, Texas. It's about 45 minutes south of Dallas. If you're maybe even 30 minutes away from there, you may not know where the town is. It's growing a little bit now, but we got a Walmart there now, and that was a big deal when we got a Walmart.
Yeah.
We're excited. We got Starbucks, Chipotle now. So, and my little dog might jump in because he always wants to be the star of the show here.
Get him in there.
But yeah, so there was really not much to do in my little hometown. So I played guitar, really didn't have anybody to jam with. I'd have to go up to Dallas to go to shows, which I did, all the time. And so I was like, I really want to play guitar. So I'm going to go to college at University of Texas in Austin, because I hear that's the live music capital of the world. So got into there. I majored in radio, TV, and film, minored in business. And I was like, man, I can't wait to join a band. I didn't join a band the whole time I was there. I couldn't find, I had friends in bands. They were in screamo bands, and it was either like one extreme or the other, like too light or too heavy. Not really what I wanted to do. So I just made YouTube videos and covered songs and just kind of sat in my room. And I didn't really go out much in college. When I turned 21, I went to 6th Street a lot, of course. But besides
as
that,
one does, right?
yes, so I just pretty much did what I had to do, got my degree, interned. That was my way out of Texas, was I got an internship program. I finished my last semester in Los Angeles, and kind of did the music industry aspect of it, and that's how I kind of got my start. And then finally got into like 3 bands at once, so it was great.
So it
So
just
went
kind of
from nothing to
exploded. Yeah,
everything.
exactly. It
Yeah,
went from,
of
yeah,
course.
that's
Yeah,
that's life though, right? Like if you're patient and you work hard. I was talking with another
yeah,
business owner today about that. If you're just patient and work hard, what ends
yeah,
up happening is you're left standing while everyone else quit.
yes,
Essentially, you just got to stick with it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious. You're growing up in Red Oak, right? Small little town. I actually grew up in
yeah.
just outside of Fort Worth, so I actually know Red Oak and where it is.
Okay,
I went
yeah,
to the HEB area, Hearst, Euless, Bedford, that area
uh-huh,
is where I grew
yeah.
up.
Oh,
And I'm curious, like, why play guitar? Like, were there a lot of like female guitarists you looked up to? Were there other females that were getting into guitar? Now, obviously, I think anyone
yeah,
should play guitar. I'm just saying, I
right.
know that had to be on your mind, or did you get
Yeah.
pushback from that? Were guys giving you pushback? Like, you can't do music.
Um, yeah. I didn't really have any like female idols. There's Jennifer Batten. There's of course like Lita Ford. There's amazing female musicians that already paved the way for people, people my age now. But my dad played guitar and my mom was into 80s music. So I kind of got into music from them. They were all into rock and roll. And so, my dad took me to see AC/DC. My mom would take me to shows. And I just would see people on the stage, guys up there. And I'd be like, I was a tomboy too. Most of my friends were guys who played guitar too. And I was like, I could get up there. I could do that. I could do that. I mean, my whole life was kind of going to concerts. I loved going and seeing live music. And so, I tried, I think the first thing I did was I loved Nirvana. Nirvana got me into music, and then Avenged Sevenfold really got me playing guitar and wanting to do like lead guitar. So there was like a contest on one of their songs that they put up. They took the solo out and they're like, okay, play their solo, and it's going to be a contest, whatever. They're going to choose the winner, and on YouTube. So I did that, and I just remember people like, "You suck, you're a girl." Like, it's like that was the first thing I did. So I was like, I'm going to keep uploading videos and show these people. I was like 17, 18, This is when YouTube was kind of starting to get big. It wasn't oversaturated with a bunch of guitar players at that time. So that's how I kind of got my start there. And I remember I wanted to go to college for music, and I went up to UT Arlington because I heard they had a good, what was it? Yeah, UT Arlington. And I talked to the music professor about doing guitar. Now I'm self-taught. I don't have, I can't even read music. Like I just taught myself through tablature. So I went to I played for the guy, and he's like, well, you're a really good player, but you're going to be so far behind everybody because you don't know all the theory that basically he's like, you're not going to have a life. I was like, I'm doing this for fun and for the passion of it. I don't want to
Yeah,
hate it. That's going to make me hate it. And I'm a quick learner. So I was like, it's kind of discouraging,
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, it's being a girl has its perks, and then it has its, downfalls. Of
sure.
somebody will see you and just be like, oh, you're a singer, right? I'm like, well, I do sing, yes, but I'm a guitar player. Oh, you play acoustic? No, not really. No, I'm trying to now, but I was like, no. When I was in my first band from LA, I was the only girl, and it was a very heavy metal band, like with screaming and everything. And we got on a tour with a band called In This Moment, and it was a kind of female dominated tour, but they were all singers. I was the only like guitar player on it. And every time we were playing these big venues, and every time I would try to like walk backstage, I would almost always be stopped, thinking like, are you the girlfriend? Or, oh, you're a singer? Like,
Ah,
no,
jeez.
no. But it's getting more and more common now. There's so many
Yeah,
awesome female guitar players. YouTube's exploding with it. I mean, everywhere. And I think
yeah.
it's kind of just getting more accepted, which is
Yeah,
nice.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, look, what a great attitude to have. First of all, to push through it and just not take that and turn it
Yeah.
into your art, basically. I'm sure you did,
Yeah.
right? You just kind of
Oh yeah.
use some of that energy to show
Oh
people,
yeah.
I can do this, and better than you can,
Yeah.
which is
You tell me no,
awesome.
that makes me want to do it more.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
you
Absolutely.
know.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Wow. That's absolutely amazing. Well, good. I'm so glad.
You.
Yeah, I can only imagine that would be something you would have to put up with. Okay, so let's talk about. I know your band. It's Heaven Below, right? They have a new album that got released. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
It's been a crazy week. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I joined them a couple of years ago. I just started filling in for them at first, and now, the CD, a lot of it was already done before I joined, but so I sang on some of the songs. I played guitar on some of them. It's a cover album. It ranges from AC/DC, Pantera, and then it's got, we stuck true to some of the songs, and then we totally changed a couple of the other ones, like the Alice in Chains one, and there's a Linkin Park and a Judas Priest one that we totally took it the other way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just released that, and then this was before I joined that band. I was good friends with the guys, and they had come to me and they were like, how about we do a collaboration with your girls in the Iron Maidens, and we do a cover of Power Slave, so just both bands combined, and let's just do a really cool video for it. And everybody's all good friends, so we did that, and that came out. The Heaven Below Rest in Pieces came out Monday, and the Power Slave video came out Wednesday. So I was doing stuff for both bands I do
Wow.
all the social media. So it's been like, I can breathe now. So this is nice. Chilling today.
That
So
social media is a lot of work, isn't it?
it is. It's so time consuming, but
It really
hey,
is.
you got to do it. You got to get that music out there, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Do you think, when you were growing up, right, listening to music, that wasn't
Yeah.
around, right? Like finding new bands and right? It was usually through friends or something like
Yeah.
that, or the radio, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about it now? Are you super happy that you're able to get the music out there? But does it also feel more diluted because anybody can put the music
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of both. If you know how to do things right and you really put the time and effort into it, you can reach people. You can, if people like your music, hopefully they share it, and that's it's still word of mouth. But now with Spotify and everything, you hope. Oh, there's my little pup again. Um, yeah, there's a million people. It's hard to break through because it is oversaturated. But at the same time, now you don't need a major label. You don't need.
Yeah.
You can make it. You can, like, I do everything pretty much on my own, and it's been, you know, it's pretty awesome. I go to different countries, people wearing the shirts, have the music, it's awesome.
No,
So
that is awesome.
yeah,
A
double-edged
lot of
sword.
artists do that, right? They just start their own label and
Yeah,
completely, DIY, which why
yeah.
not?
I have a little, labels now. Like, it's a lot of them will take a cut of it, and if you do it yourself, you know exactly where the money's at. You do it,
Yeah.
you have total control over it. I was very leery of when I was trying to shop around my EP. I was like, I'd rather do it on my own. That way I know exactly what's going on. Nobody's taking any cut of the money. I have full
Sure.
control over it. So I'm
Yeah.
a little
That's
leery of
it.
labels. I've heard some horror stories, so yeah,
You're not the only one, of
yeah,
course, and rightfully so. They, a lot of those stories are true, and honestly, there's probably way more stories we've never even heard. Right? It's
yeah,
yeah, 100%.
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's awesome. Well, that's good. I'm curious, like, what sort of angle do you feel that you have differently, like for getting your stuff out? Like, what works for you, to get it out? Like, do you have a particular plan, or is it just, I'm going to make the best content, put it out, and sit back?
Yeah, at first I really had no idea. I was like, I always wanted to try making my own music, but I was scared for a long time, and I didn't really know how to go about doing it. So finally I was like, you know what? I don't care if it goes nowhere. At least I'm going to try, and I'm going to do something for me and put this EP out and try to do everything on my own. So when I put out my EP, I was like, you know what, I'm going to use my social media reach. Luckily with the Iron Maidens, we kind of play all over the world, and so people kind of can hear about it from that. I had no idea. I was just like, we're just going to use social media, and we're just try it. And it did really, people liked it. I was like, oh, people are actually liking this. People are bringing the CDs to the shows, and people are wearing the shirts. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome. So we just tried to make everything look as awesome as possible and make it sound as possible.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of awesome friends that helped me produce everything. I did everything on that album except for the drums. Like
you played everything.
Drums.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, I did all the bass. That was my first time playing bass in my life.
Wow.
I was like, hey, Jector, can I get a bass for this? And I was like, okay. And then my friend Jesse that produced it, he would just be like, can you calm that down? You're playing it like a guitar player. Like, dumb it down a little bit. And I was like, okay, it's fun. I liked it. So yeah, between my friend Jesse and Patrick, who helped produce it and do my vocals and everything, that was my first time singing. So it was pretty, I was nervous, but I was excited. So the internet makes anything possible.
That's true. That couldn't be a more true statement. Well, that's fantastic. You're doing everything on the album, and yeah, that's great. So do you have like a writing partner, or do you write all the songs yourself?
On that one, I did all 5 of those songs by myself, because I just really wanted to prove like I can do this, and this is all me. And then there were 2 songs that I put out as kind of like singles before that with other people, and I wrote all those too. So all of that was totally me, and my producer Jesse just kind of being like taking parts out. He's like, okay, this guitar part, a little bit too much guitar. Let's pull this guitar part. And I'd be like, oh, okay, fine. Like, I like that part. Like, oh, okay, fine. Yeah. And a lot of people were expecting it to just be more guitar, and I was like, I wanted to focus on songwriting. I love songwriting and catchy choruses, and I didn't want to do an instrumental thing. So now I did a new song to go on with this vinyl that I put out, and I wrote it with Patrick, who's also in Heaven Below. So we both wrote that one, Divine Intervention. That was supposed to be going up online soon, but it's taking forever, I think, due to COVID, supposedly. So yeah, I think we're going to start writing together more, but now it's like, which does it go to Heaven Below? Is it more of my stuff? I don't know yet. We've been so busy working on all these cover things that I'm very excited to get back to writing my own stuff.
Sure. Absolutely. So, yeah. Do you, when you write, and maybe it's a mix, but do you pull from your personal stuff? You do?
Yeah, definitely kind of what's going on in my life at the time. I kind of grew up listening, well, like I said, Nirvana and more darker stuff. I listen to the 80s stuff too, but I kind of lean toward the side of the more, not emo, but just kind of darker side of stuff. I love horror movies, so I draw a lot from that. Like, I love the darker, creepier stuff. And there's one song on my album called Straight Through the Heart. I think that was the last one that I finished. And my dad was like, did you write another sad, mopey song again? I was like, no, this one's actually very happy. Like, this one's very, very guitar all over the place and very happy. So yeah, definitely draws upon kind of what's going on at the time. And then just, so far anyway.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. Is your goal to maybe have your own band where you're like the front and move forward, or just be like a solo artist, or you don't even know yet? Just kind of keep working with the bands you're working with?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see me quitting the Maidens or any of that anytime soon, because that's such a full-time kind of thing. Heaven Below, I'm kind of get to sing a little bit on that. I love doing my own stuff, so I definitely would like to do some live shows. I've had a lot of people ask if I was going to tour, do live shows, and I'm so overwhelmed even thinking about trying to put that together.
Sure, I can only imagine.
I would love to. I'd love to, if I put something else out, maybe at least try and get some shows going and see how it goes from there. Luckily, I have a ton of amazing musician friends who I could come play with me at any time.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Nikki and Friends, right? It's boom.
Yeah.
I'm curious, when you write a guitar, do you or when you write a guitar, when you write a song, when you write a song, do you always write with guitar? And what kind of guitar do you use? An acoustic? Do you write
Oh,
with your electric?
yeah, sometimes it's weird. I think two of those songs I wrote in my head on a plane. So I'm just sitting there like, mm. So sometimes I hear the lyrics first and then so in the melody. One time I totally wrote the lyrics to one of the songs in my head, and then I got off the plane and then I went and I picked it up and then I figured out what I was hearing in my head. Mostly I stick to electric. Recently I've been trying to do more acoustic because trying to do some acoustic shows of
Sure.
throwing in some Heaven Below songs, some of my songs, and doing cover songs. But mostly I just pick up one of my electrics and just kind of figure out what I'm hearing in my head. Usually it pops up first,
Yeah.
but
Will you
it's
play
different.
it? Will you play it like when if it's not turned on? You'll just kind of play it and
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
I know a
Any
lot
way.
of guitarists that do that.
Yeah, if there's not an amp near me, yeah, I'll make it. I'll make it work.
Right? Make it work.
Yeah. Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
Of course.
for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've I've done a little music myself, and I remember my favorite part was actually being, in the rehearsal space and everybody
Yeah.
kind of putting the song together. Maybe I would bring
Yeah.
the initial idea, right? But then what do you have and what do you and then all of a sudden it just
Right.
becomes something totally maybe even different from what you had even
Yeah.
imagined, and it's even better. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh wow, I would have never thought of that drum beat. I would have never thought of that bass line and
Yeah.
whatever, from there.
See, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to doing more stuff like that. That happened with Patrick and I on Divine Intervention because I heard I think I had the chorus in my head, but
Yeah.
everything else just kind of just we kind of pieced together. I was like, oh, that came out totally different than I was expecting, but really cool. What
Yeah.
do you play? What did you play?
I play guitar. I mean, I'm the worst guitarist you ever seen in your life. Trust me. You don't want to see me play guitar. So I
Yeah.
sang and play guitar. Stupid, just whatever.
Oh,
I'm a chef. Okay, I'm a cook guy. I did it because I loved it. It was
yeah.
my early 20s. It was just something I really enjoyed, and
Yeah.
I've always loved music. Half of my friends are musicians and artists, and the other half are chefs. Like that's my
See
world.
that. Yeah.
That's what I love. But I still love being connected to music
Right.
and everything. And I still have my guitar and I play, but just for myself. It's
Right.
just for
Yeah.
it. Not even my wife likes it. She's like, "What is going on in there? What is get turn that off?"
Oh, that's amazing.
No,
Can you
she
still
doesn't
cook?
say that. Yeah, exactly. She's like, "Why don't you just make something to eat?" But she's a better cook than me too. I mean, I can't win.
Oh man,
She's amazing at everything she does.
that's awesome.
So, look, I read a fun fact just because I don't want to forget it
Yeah,
before we move on, because I definitely have other stuff to talk about, but I don't want to forget this. I read that you were on the show Beat Shazam. Is that true?
that's true.
That's
That's
awesome. It's
so it was
so
one of the most
awesome.
random experiences in my life, I think.
I
Like,
love
what
that.
doing? It was so bizarre. Like, it was before the show even came out. The casting agents had called our booking agents, the Maidens booking agents, and they were casting for like a rock couple. And so me and our singer Kirsten, who of course she's got this crazy big huge personality, of course, her and I like, well, sure. What do we had no idea what it was. It was not even the first season yet. So we're like, sure, yeah, okay. So we did some Skype interviews, and I remember we did it at my little apartment when I lived in Hollywood, and it was a tiny little place. And my dad and my cousin were in town visiting. And so they went outside and they said they could hear us screaming down the street because they were wanting us to be crazy. They're like, okay, we're going to play you these songs and you tell us, what song they are. And we need you guys to act over the top. So of course, you tell her to act over the top. She can already be loud. So
Yeah.
we had no idea what to expect because we didn't even know what the show was really going to be. And so we got through. It was a crazy long casting process. We're like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And so they filmed it, and we still didn't know what was going on. And they kind of tell you when you're there. And, it was, I just had a feeling. I was like, I bet there's going to be like no rock music. I bet there's not going to be any rock music. And So I started going and listening. I was like, I better listen to like Taylor Swift and everything that's on the radio today that I don't want to listen to. So I just, for like a week or 2 weeks straight, I listened to music I did not ever want to listen to in my life. And I can name almost every Taylor Swift song now. I think all of her hits from that. And then of course one of the categories was Taylor Swift. I was like,
that's hilarious.
Even though I got the songs, there was 2 country girls on there from Nashville, Loretta Lynn's granddaughter. So of course I stood no chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirsten got to sing some Maiden. I think we scared Jamie Foxx a few times. And we were the oddballs, and so we didn't get eliminated first. That was our goal. So
right, that's the goal.
That was our
goal.
Just
It
was that close. I was like, we're gonna go home and not even get $0. We're not even gonna get one thing right. We got one thing. And I was like, I think it was Jennifer Lopez. I think. Like, thank you, Jennifer Lopez. Thank you, my 90s childhood.
That is so funny.
That was a fun experience, but that was so bizarre.
It's so random, right? That does sound so random. What was Jamie Foxx like in person?
We barely got to talk to him.
Really?
You pretty much just got to go out there on the stage. They keep you in a room all day. Then you go out on the stage. They make you drink Red Bull, which I hate energy drinks, and then to make you crazy. And
they make you drink Red Bull? Really? That
like, you gotta be crazy. They're like,
that's
you
hilarious.
Gotta be crazy. I'm like, but we've been here like 10 hours, okay? And so he's on the opposite side of the room from us, so it was hard to interact with him.
I see.
They were wanting us to interact with him, but we're like, he's right over there.
Yeah.
And then when we tried to do something, they're like, okay, calm down. We're like, oh my gosh.
Can't win.
They're probably hearing us on our microphones like, God, what is that? I don't know.
Oh, they were.
We didn't really get to talk to him, unfortunately, but I at least wanted a picture with him. But there's some funny screenshots where he kind of looks like he's literally throwing his hands back at us.
I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
These crazies on here. So
we
were the rock couple.
The rock couple. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
That is cool. I've always wanted to be on The Price is Right my
Me
whole
too.
life. I mean,
me too.
That would just be amazing. I think I would die happy.
Okay, see, if you go to Hollywood, like I've almost got to just go to the set. Like you can just go and apply for tickets pretty much any day if you're in town.
Really?
Yep. If you go, because I got to go to the taping of James Corden? I can't remember his name. He has like the
James Corden.
Show.
Yeah, I love that guy. The karaoke carpool karaoke guy.
I just got a thing. I signed up for I'm a big movie TV nerd, and I love Will Ferrell. He's like my favorite actor.
Me too. He's so good.
I thought he was gonna be on that show, and I'm like, I gotta get tickets, and I got to go on there. And he was like, he walked down the other side. I just wanted to just high five him, but they put me on the wrong side. So I got to see that, and he, on that episode, I think they were promoting that Sherlock Holmes movie he did.
Oh yeah.
They did some weird thing where they were eating nasty stuff. So that was really fun. But if you go and I think if you just go to like pricesright.com or some kind of casting thing, shoot you the email to it. If you're ever in town, you just go and I think you can bring a group of people. The more people you bring, the more likely you get to actually go. Every time
matching shirts, right? Something like that, maybe. Yeah.
And every time I had it booked to where I was just going to go be in the audience, it was like raining or I didn't get to go or something. So I was like, man.
Yeah, I would love to. Gosh, I mean, I've been watching that show my whole life just since I was a kid, and I can't think of one game show I would much rather be on. Yeah. That's it. Just just to run down. I don't care about anything else. Just running down the aisle.
Yes.
Overly happy and screaming, and then I want to bet. I want to do the $1.
Just.
Then I'm out. I'm out.
I'd be happy just to do that.
Right.
You never know. They say they pick it random. Just go dress crazy and act crazy. That's what they want.
It's all about just acting crazy. I wonder if they hand out Red Bulls too. They're just like lines of cocaine for the audience, just like get nuts.
Yeah, right. Here's your pre-show thing. because I
Yeah.
drink this chocolate Chico.
Look at that topo. So they drink that in California too.
Yes, I actually just started drinking. I was always drinking Perrier, but my
Yeah.
mom had this in Texas. I was like, oh my God, this is even better.
Yes. What's funny is they don't actually drink that in Mexico.
Oh, really? I
Not
believe
at all.
that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. No, we what we drink in Mexico, it's called Peña Fiel. That's the brand. So if you're Mexican, you're listening, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
It's just same thing. It's mineral
Yeah.
water, sparkling
Yeah.
mineral water. But Topo Chico is brought up to the States. But we drink it a lot here in
Ah,
Texas,
gotcha.
like
Yeah, I didn't
crazy.
even know we had these here. So I was like,
Look,
soft
squeeze a lime. You're done. It's gold. You're
Mhm.
golden. A little lime, fresh lime.
Yeah. See, I used to hate bubbly water. I hated mineral water. And we were in Europe doing shows, and that's kind of what they would always give you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is awful. It doesn't quench your thirst. I was like,
Really?
it's like, what do you tell them? Scene gas. No, scene gas. No, no gas, please. And then, and now I'm addicted to it. I was like, I love it. Like, can we get this
That's all
on
I
our
drink.
me too.
I
Yeah, me
literally
too.
only drink
Yeah.
sparkling water. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
I
all.
do drink sparkling water and wine and coffee. It's pretty much my thing. Sparkling
All right,
water, wine, and coffee. I'm happy. That's it.
those are my three too.
Yeah.
Might throw in some tequila and a
Oh,
whiskey here and there. I'm
yeah.
in Texas, right? I mean, girl,
Yep.
come on, you know what I'm talking about. Gotta have some
Yeah,
tequila.
we were talking about we're gonna visit Texas in the second weekend of July. It's like I love the Tito's, their Tito's vodka,
Yeah, Tito's.
Shiner,
Yep.
Shiner Bock. I'm not a huge beer person, but
Me
every now
neither.
and then,
There's a
Shiner's
ton of
good.
craft breweries now in Texas. Texas has exploded in the
Oh,
last 10 years.
yeah, I saw. There's like my aunts talk about going to local wineries and stuff. I haven't got
Yes.
to do
Yeah,
any
the
of that yet.
wine,
Yeah,
spirits, beer. There's
yeah,
so many amazing products here now. It's ridiculous,
man.
honestly. Yeah,
I
they're
know
on the map
Austin.
now.
Yeah, finally, Austin. I see so much coming out of Austin, and we've only played there like twice, and it's always at this place called Texas Mist outside of downtown. And I'm like, man, what I would give to just have a good at least a weekend in Austin again, and it looks so different now, and see what's changed and all the new things there. There's a
Oh,
bunch
for
of
sure.
stuff.
Yes,
Never get
yes.
the
Yeah.
chance.
You really have to go out to like the hill country to
Yes.
get like the wineries and distilleries, but there's a ton of craft breweries just here. In
Yeah.
fact, I live off of South Congress, and
Okay. Yep.
I can literally walk to St. Elmo Street, and there's like 4 breweries right on the street. I can walk there.
Awesome.
It's amazing. Yes, it has changed a lot in that sense. So let's
Yes.
talk food. We're talking about drinks and
All right.
food. I want to talk some food with you. Yeah. Do you have a particular diet you follow? I mean, are you like vegan or vegetarian, anything like that, or are you just?
I'm
What is it?
just trying to eat healthy.
Yeah.
Trying to eat healthy. Then I'm like, if I'm visiting Texas, which I am in a few weeks, I'm like, okay, time to hardcore diet exercise, because I know when I go home, I'm hitting the Mexican food restaurants. I'm hitting
Yeah.
Whataburger, all the
Yeah.
barbecue. I'm like, okay, I'm probably every time and then you got my mom's cooking, my nana's cooking, my uncle's cooking. So I'm like, my
A
my
lot.
boyfriend's from San Antonio, and he's half Mexican. So then we definitely hit up the Mexican food places everywhere. Margaritas, which I rarely ever drink, but when I'm there, it's on.
Oh man, on a hot day, right? Like a
Yeah,
cold margarita.
yeah. I
That
cannot.
just.
We do in my hometown at the restaurants we go to. There's 2 little Mexican restaurants we go to, and they do these sangria swirl margaritas, and they're so good.
Oh
It cuts
yeah.
like kind of cuts it makes it a little sweet. They're amazing. I
Hell yeah.
rarely drink them, but when I'm either like on the beach or at home in Texas, yeah. No, I don't have anything I really follow. I just try to eat kind of healthy as much as possible. I
Yeah.
just eat, try to just eat what I like, really.
Sure. No, of
But
course.
yeah, I used to be super, super picky, and I'm not that way anymore since I was a poor college student, and then I moved out to LA. I'm like, somebody got food? Okay, I'll try it. You know?
Totally. Absolutely. Are you in? you know, if you record or anything like that, you don't have any like, I gotta only eat this if when I'm recording, or I have to have,
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it
Not
matter to you?
not really. I know when we were doing my vocals every day, I'd stop, or when I was doing guitars with my friend Jessie, I was like, you know, I picked us up coffee every day. Starbucks stop every day. Okay, here's your latte. Here's my huge latte. Let's do this for 4 or 5 hours. Like then we'd go out to eat afterward and be like, all right,
Yeah.
where are we going tonight? Where's drinks, food? When we're on the road with the Maidens, our singer is vegan. So it's always, we try to make sure we find places with that. And I've eaten at tons of vegan restaurants with her. Absolutely, you
What do you
know,
think of
so
those
much.
type of places? They're great, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's a place we went for actually my singer's a little bridal shower. There's a place called Doomie's here in Hollywood, and it's like Southern comfort food. It's all like vegan, deep fried, crazy. Like we had deep fried Oreos and had like
Oh, wow.
a BLT sandwich, which was amazing. And the girls, some of the other girls had like shrimp po' boy sandwiches. And you never look at it and think that it's vegan, but it
Yeah.
was really good. I've had some, you know, we go to her house. My little dog is obsessed with her two dogs. Like they are in love, like inseparable. You know, he used to stay up there with them when we'd be on the road sometimes. And so she has like a little, like almost like a little ranch kind of. She has chickens and donkey and a mini horse. And so when I go up there, it's kind of, we stay the night. It's about an hour up from me, and she'll cook. She owned a vegan bakery on the East Coast, and so she can cook. She's so good. So
Nice.
she'll make me, I think she made vegan lasagna one time, and her desserts are just ridiculous. I'm like, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I mean, to
I
be
think,
honest, like most people eat vegan or vegetarian a lot more than they think. Like,
yeah.
it's not like
Oh,
you have a big T-bone steak every time you eat. You know what I mean? It's like,
exactly. Yeah. So
so it's not really that hard. I'm more of a just balance. I mean, I'm not.
yeah.
I lived in Europe for a long time, and I picked up this Mediterranean thing over there, and it really was awesome. And I've pretty much
Yeah.
stuck with that for the last 10 years, to be honest with you.
What is that exactly?
It's basically like, look, you want to have a little bit of everything, so it's always
Yeah.
balance, and it's about freshness and
Hmm.
good and quality. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not about a bunch of weird spices and sauces and things that you're trying to
Yeah.
whatever. So you just get a good piece of fish, for instance, a little olive oil, a little salt, and maybe some fresh, crushed black pepper, and that's it. Right? You're not
Yeah.
trying to like douse it in all this stuff and cook it in that, the other. It's just
Hmm.
good protein and mixing it up: fish, chicken,
Yes.
pork, beef. Right? Not having beef every night. It's just a mix, and
Yeah.
having knowing what to eat when. So they, for instance, not having pasta at night, having rice
Yeah.
during the day only, having your biggest meal during the lunch, actually.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
your nighttime is more just picking. You're just kind of just little things
Yeah.
to get through. So I don't know. That's always helpful, and not eating
Yeah.
till noon.
Yeah. So I've always kind of done that too. And that's what I noticed in Europe is everybody's so thin there. And I'm like, our things were usually in the morning we'd get in to the venue. We had a bus in Europe every time, and we get into the venue and it's amazing catering. It's all this bread and sandwiches and everything. And then it was so hard to not just, and the chocolates, I mean, they gave us an overwhelming amount of food. And then at night the catering was amazing. But what I noticed every night for the catering, they always changed it up for us. And it was always, it was always very, very healthy. It was something, a different
Sure.
protein every night. And when we would go out to restaurants, I just noticed that everything just tasted so much better and so fresh. And
Yeah.
I loved
Freshness
it.
is
I
really the
love the
key.
food there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really and moderation. Right.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's, you can really eat anything you want, and
Yeah.
as long as you just balance it out. Right. It would just be like listening to the
Yeah.
same song on repeat over again, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want
Yeah.
to do that with food either. It's the
Yeah,
same thing.
exactly. That's how I kind of feel like I don't eat overly healthy. I exercise. And then like my
Exercise
boyfriend's
is
roommate,
super important.
yeah, my boyfriend's roommate, he cooks the most amazing desserts. Like right now there's brownies in there. with Reese's little things in them. I'm like, that's my favorite thing in the world. I haven't eaten one yet, but I'm definitely going to eat one. It's like, even though I know I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm going to Texas in a few weeks. I'm like, oh, I'm still going to go eat a brownie. I'll just
You
go
can
for a
do it.
jog.
There you go. You run a few miles.
I don't
Gone.
put any. I know at first I was going home to Texas. My nan's like, "You're so skinny." Everybody's like, "You're skinny." I'm like, you want to? Did you not just see me eat like crazy? I'm miserable right now. My Nana's like, "Oh," and then she started being like, "I just saw her go jog like 2 miles. Like, just leave her alone." I was like, "Thank you."
Thank you, Nana.
Yeah. Sometimes I go to Texas and it's like, okay, time out. And then I come back and get back on the routine.
Look, my mom's from Mexico, so like when you go to eat at my mom's house, you're gonna have like 15 plates of food. You know, it's never enough. It's always, "Ay, mijo, you're too skinny, you're too skinny," and I've been skinny my whole life, Mom. You know, I haven't changed.
Yeah.
It's like you're not done. Have another plate. Have more, and they just come and throw it on your plate, right? You like turn around and it's just a full plate again. You're like, I swear I ate that.
Like deja vu. Here goes again.
Yeah, that's the Latin. That's the Latin household. They're just stuffing food down you. I think maybe that's why I'm against like overeating. To be honest with you, because it was always pushed on me as a kid, so I pulled back a lot because of that. So interesting for sure. So you're looking forward to some Texas barbecue, I'm assuming, right? Coming here, you said Mexican food, tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's awesome. What about like getting Texas food in California? Is that possible? I can't remember any places like that. The times I've been to California.
Not really. We have a barbecue place we go to here down the street, and it's a little pricey. It's good, but it's not the same. Yeah. And we do have a little, I don't know if this is, because I think I've only seen this kind of place. It's called El Burrito Jr. It's a small little Mexican food place. And I don't know if it's just in our area here or if it's kind of everywhere, but that's like the closest to Tex-Mex that I found here, is because they have refried beans. Here it's mostly like black beans and kind of more healthier. And I'm like, I'm used to my Tex-Mex. Give me the ground beef and the chicken with the refried beans, tons of cheese. Bring out the queso and the salsa, chips and salsa. You know, I really haven't found, obviously no Whataburger. That makes me sad. Probably for the best. We got In-N-Out. I'm a bad Texan. I do like In-N-Out. I like it too.
I like In-N-Out too.
They're two different things to me.
Exactly.
It's just different. I like them both. But not really. There was one Mexican food place, and it was called like a Tex-Mex place in Hollywood, and I don't even know if it's still there. I had a burrito, and I was like, this is awesome. But I only went there that once. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But no, just nothing is really the same. Just like when my family would go on vacation to Florida, we're like, let's go try a Mexican restaurant. And we've never found a Mexican restaurant we like in Florida. Yep. Not once yet.
You're going to find good Cuban, Puerto Rican food. Yeah. But you're right. Mexican food, forget it.
There was one time in Europe, I think it wasn't Germany. It was it Hungary or was it Poland? It was one of those countries. And it was the first time playing there, and they were going to bring us in a Mexican food restaurant from next door. And I was like, Mexican food in Poland or whatever? I'm like, I don't know about this. And somebody took a picture of all of us looking at the menu, and we're all like, what? And so somebody got a burrito. I mean, I played it safe. I was like, I'm just going to get some grilled chicken. And the burrito and everything looked pretty funny. I was like, what is that? Like, that doesn't even look like Mexican. It was very funny. I was like, I'm just going to shy away from that. I'd rather have Polish food or something. Use some Hungarian food. I don't want Mexican food in Europe. That was very funny.
Absolutely. I would want Hungarian food if I was there. Like, I'd want whatever, the local, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So
that doesn't make any sense. That is kind of funny, actually. Yeah. Wow, that is funny. Well, look, I'm curious. Yeah, this last little thing I want to talk to you about is
Yeah.
more, look, the upcoming projects, if you have anything else coming out. But also, I'm curious, just I would like to end on what you think of where the music industry is sort of headed now because of, everything that's
Oh,
happened with
yeah.
the pandemic and everything. I'm curious just what your thoughts and maybe even how
Yeah.
it's affected you a little bit.
Man, I don't know. It's all pretty scary for us right now. 'Cause my last show that I played was in February, and we had tours kind of lined up. We were supposed to go to Australia, supposed to be going to Europe next month. So everything.
Australia? Oh
Yes.
no.
Have you not
Oh.
been there?
I've never been there.
Yeah.
I would love to go though.
I only got to really see Brisbane. We went to New Zealand last time too, and that was a bucket list for me. And we
Yes. I'm
actually,
so
two of the other
jealous.
girls flew out early. Here's my little dog again. He usually pops up, but he's like,
Let's
nah,
see him. Let's see
Rona,
him.
come here, come here.
What's it's a he?
Yeah, come here. Usually he jumps right up. As soon as he knows a camera's going, he usually gets right in front of it.
I
This
love
is
it.
Rolo. Say
What's his
hi.
name?
Rolo.
Rolo. What's up, buddy?
Oh,
How you doing?
hi.
You are just the cutest little thing. Look at that face.
He's usually the star of the show, but I think there's other people home right now, so he's like, there might be food somewhere else.
It's all
Um,
about food with the dogs, right? That's what my dogs do. It's all
that's
about the food.
all. I think he likes it better here because there's more people than at my house. More
Of
chances.
course.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh man, New Zealand and Australia, two of my favorite places on earth. New Zealand was like heaven. Seeing the Hobbit, the Shire, and the Hobbits in place, and the food was amazing. Their avocado
What
toast.
what do they eat there? Yeah, what do they even eat in New Zealand? Avocado
Oh,
toast? So is that
we ate so much avocado toast. I don't know. They had it like at the airports and
really?
wherever.
That's funny.
I don't know. I had Italian food, and I don't know, but whatever I ate was. Yeah, I don't know what they really eat there that's different. To be,
Just
oh,
seem kind of the same.
Vegemite. That was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the
I
worst
don't know.
experience of my life.
I've heard about that stuff. I don't
That
want to try it. I know.
that was awful. I'll just say, my dad. I didn't know what it was, and I love peanut butter. And my dad told me, "Oh, you should try it. It's kind of like peanut butter." And
Oh
I
no.
believed him. And because some fan brought us some Marmites. I'm like, "Ooh!" Right before sound check, I'm like, "I want to try it." My dad said it's like peanut butter. I got a big glob of it and put it in my mouth. It's like worst thing I've ever tried in my life. And then it's sticky, wouldn't come out of my teeth, and I kept tasting it in sound check, about to die. It's like I texted him, I'm like, "Are you serious?" And then everybody's like, disgusting. I brought some home. My uncle loves it. I made my dad finally try it. I kept some just for when he came to visit me. And it
Yeah.
took me like 30 minutes for him to make him try it. But I finally did.
What did he
So
say?
we got it on video. We had to have some drinks first to get him to do it. And then
Yeah.
he's like, he was gagging and putting water. And then he's like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." I'm like, "I got you on video." It's the most disgusting thing I've ever tried.
It's not peanut butter, is it, Dad?
Definitely not
Right.
peanut butter. Tried to eat it by the jar. God. But yeah.
That's funny.
So you got to go to Australia. Just stay away from that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So those trips aren't happening now, right? So now you're not going back.
Yeah, we postponed. Pretty much all the shows have thankfully been rescheduled. Australia's rescheduled for, I think, September or something. Our Europe tour.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully. And then Europe, we were supposed to be on. Sad. This time we were doing a bunch of big festivals for the first time. And so those only happen in the summer. So our whole tour is kind of getting pushed to summer of next year. So hopefully we still have a show for, I think our first show starts late July. So we'll see if these shows stick. And I have no idea what to expect. I mean, they're just, our booking agents are booking in hopes that it's, everything's going to go back to normal. Things are going to stick. We're going to fly for the first time next month. So that'll be interesting. I don't know what to expect. We fly to most of our gigs. So I don't know. I think I read something that about 90% of venues, like independent venues, say they might have to close because I don't know how they're going to operate at like 50% capacity and still pay the artist. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Really going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is for sure. I think the
Hopefully.
best thing is, how do you think people, this will be a good way. How can people, fans, right? Like myself or whatever, how
Yeah.
do we support the music industry right now? What's the best thing that we could do?
I guess pretty much how artists are surviving right now is I know some people are doing live streams. The Maidens might be doing one soon.
Okay.
People are doing live streams and just go out and get people's merch or their music. I still buy music. I know I'm weird. I will still buy CDs, and because I like to own physical memorabilia. And I
Yeah.
still, when I pay on iTunes, which I know, like my boyfriend's, he's like, I just stream. He's like, I pay for Apple Music. I'm like, I just still like to buy. So just goes, get merch, actually support the music. Just share the word. If you like a band, tell your friends, because that's how I used to learn about bands. All my friends would tell me about stuff. I
Yeah.
think that's pretty much what you can do right now until we can finally get back out there. So I'm going stir crazy. I don't remember the last time I've been home since March, April, May, June, July. Almost 4 months I've been home. It's weird.
Crazy.
You're very weird. I mean, I love being home with my animals. Been very productive, but yeah, it's a weird, scary time for musicians right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Sure.
You're right. Well, I think that's great advice. Buying the merch, buying an album or purchasing a song, right? Something like that. Listen to the live streams and donating. Share. I think the biggest thing you said, sharing. If you like some band, tell people about it. Don't keep it to yourself, right? I don't like fans that are like, when a band starts to get big, right? They're like, I don't listen to them anymore. Too many people know about them. And then it's like they don't want to tell anybody about the band because they want to keep them like, don't do that. You're screwing the band.
Yeah,
right?
that I've never understood. It's just,
Me neither.
No. Like, but now they're doing good. Like,
yeah,
they didn't sell.
It happens with food too, right? If somebody will find like a hole in the wall, they call it, right? I get these great tacos from this food truck. I don't want to tell anybody because my secret. Dude, you are literally screwing that guy over. If they're so good, let other people have them. He wants more sales. I promise you. He doesn't want to open on Friday night just to serve you, Steve. Like he wants to serve, more people. I never got that. I never understood it.
Me either. Not one bit with anything.
So, well, good. Again, Nikki, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to you. This was so awesome. I really enjoyed this converation. You had me laughing a lot.
Usually I'm the quiet one, so that's good.
Not at all. So yes, again, I think that's great advice for supporting musicians. So for sure. Where can people find you? And just kind of shout out your stuff, your social media handles, that sort of thing, your website, whatever.
Yeah. My website is just nikki-stringfield.com. And it's string like a yarn ball of string, not spring. A lot of people think I'm related to Bruce Springsteen or Rick Springfield.
Rick Springfield. Oh, yeah.
That's not the case. Actually, for real, Stringfield. So it's just nikki-stringfield.com. And then there's the Iron Maidens.com, heavenbelow.com. I'm on Facebook. I think it's just Nikki Stringfield, and then pretty much Nikki Stringfield on everything.
Okay.
Pretty easy to find.
That's smart, right? You don't have all these names. Like I got a weird Twitter handle that I can't get rid of. I change it. Like it doesn't match any of my other things because my name's so long. So it's hard for me to the characters. So I'm literally, my name on Twitter is Stop Drop Taco. That's all it says. It's so stupid.
That's amazing.
I don't even use Twitter. I haven't even touched Twitter in like 5 years.
I hate Twitter too. It's not my thing.
My
name doesn't fit on there either. I'm like Nikki Shreds on that because my full name doesn't fit on that either. That's the only thing where I'm like, I do it because I have to. Like,
that's
not my thing either. I'm like, it's great. Totally.
No, I totally understand that. Well, again, thank you so much for the time. I hope the weather's good there in California. I'm sure it is. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And again, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Of course. Thanks for having me. Couldn't think of a better thing to talk about than Texas and food and music.
Right
So
on.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry about the power outage. We got it done. Boom, we got it done. No power. We're done. It's good.
All good. No technical difficulties. Everything stayed on my end too. So that's a first.
All right. Well, be good, Nikki. We'll talk soon. All right. I really hope you enjoyed that podcast as much as I did. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to email the podcast at patrick@texasrealfood.com. And don't forget, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all the different places you can get podcasts. You'll find us on there. Or you can just go to our website, go to thelonestarplate.com. And you can check us out on YouTube if you want to watch it. We video these now, on a little webcam here, and go to the Texas Real Food YouTube channel and you can find it there. Make sure to follow Texas Real Food as well on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe. And if you are so inclined, please leave us a review anywhere you can. Follow us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcast. That would really help us out. Thanks again for listening. Really do appreciate it. Without you guys, what's the point of doing this? So if you have any suggestions on how we can make the show better, please let us know. Thanks again. Be safe out there. Wash your hands.